Welcome to Whiskey's a Journey. My name is Peter Fasciano. Today's Monday. I've got another whiskey review coming at you. If you can tell, it's going to be a Scotch whiskey. We're looking at the Balvenie single barrel sherry cask matured, aged 15 years. Just like always, let's go ahead and pour it, nose it, taste it, talk about it. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. I'm not going to really get into the history of Balvenie, but I'm going to talk a little bit about Anthony Bourdain. So if that sounds interesting to you, stick around. So this is a single malt Scotch whiskey coming in at 47.8% ABV. It is a single barrel. It is aged for 15 years. It's non-chill filtered, and it's cask number 4127, and it's bottle number 396 out of no more than 800 bottles. It is a 750 milliliter bottle, and I paid $158.33. And I'm in Phoenix, Arizona, if you don't know. That just seems like a very weird amount, the 33 cents. I don't know how they come up with that. If you've been here for a while, you know that I do like a sherry cask matured whiskeys. And on the nose, I can tell you this is a combination of very light fruits like peaches and pineapple, along with some sherry notes, the raisin, date, fig, and plum. That is like the initial note. Since it's a single malt whiskey, it definitely has a malty note as well. And I typically don't pick up a whole lot of pepper spice in single malts, but this does have a pretty good, like a spicy ginger, a pepper, a white pepper kind of note to it. There's definitely a spice coming out of the glass, more so than other single malts. Just on the nose, it smells like it's pretty well balanced with all of those notes, but we're not here to smell it the entire time. Let's go ahead and taste it, get it on the palate, and I'll tell you what I think. Cheers, everybody. Oh, wow. That is really well balanced. I'm hit right on the arrival with a light peach note. It hits the mid palate. That 15 years of age, that oak sinks into the middle of the palate, underneath the tongue. Good, rich, malty notes. And as it travels towards the back of the palate, that's where I'm getting a lot of those sherry notes. Red fruits, berries, a little bit of a dark raisin note. Not a whole lot, but it's there. And the entire time it's going from the mid palate to the back, there's a rising spice. White pepper, spicy ginger. Tell you what, that is absolutely fantastic. Let me know in the comments down below if you are a sherry cask matured single malt Scotch person, or do you prefer ex-bourbon barrels only? I'm still on the train of the sherry cask, but every once in a while, that note does get a little bit old, and I want something a little bit different, a little bit more crisp, and I think the ex-bourbon barrels with single malts does that rather well. But in this case, I think the sherry shines through. You still get a pretty good proof punch, and you still get that light fruit note, and you can taste the distillate. I don't think this is overly casked, and the actual distillate is not lost in the sherry. So I think you're getting the best of both worlds here. You're getting that distillate influence of the Balvenie, and then you're also getting the sherry. All right, that was the first sip. Let's go ahead and get that second sip in, see if this develops into anything different. Concentrate on the finish. We'll add water to it and then start talking about it. All right, second sip, everybody. Second sip mellowed out. Still have a pretty good flow of flavors across the tongue. A little bit sweet up front. Oak, tannin sets in. A little bit drying now. Rising spice. That fruit note, light and red fruits are coming through. And of course, that malt note is from the arrival to mid palate to finish. And I really do think this is a good balance of sweet and spice. The finish is still going on. Say medium to long finish, maybe heading more towards the long finish than the medium. All around, first and second sip, that is a flavor bomb. Very nice. The cask influence is very subtle. It's got a good crisp bite to it without being sharp. It's well balanced, well rounded, and again, that finish lasts for a long time. If you've had any of these single casks, let me know in the comments down below, or these single barrels. Let me know in the comments down below what you think of them. Sherry cask, single barrel, space side. I know it's not peated, but I really do like the way this is coming together quite a bit. All right, let me go ahead and add some water to this. I'm actually going to pour a little bit more because I think after this, I'm going to sit down and enjoy it. So I'm going to add a couple of drops of water to this. Not a whole lot to talk about with Balvenie, but I do want to talk a little bit about Anthony Bourdain. So looking at my notes, so Balvenie, or the Balvenie, was founded in 1892 by William Grant. And to my knowledge, William Grant and Son owns it to this date. The distillery is located in Dufftown, Scotland, and it's in the Speyside region. And I think the Balvenie Castle in that location was either turned into a distillery or torn down and the distillery was built in its place. Not exactly sure about that information, but it's been around for quite a while. And Balvenie is mentioning David Stewart as their malt master. Apparently he's been with Balvenie, or was with Balvenie, for like 60 years. And he eventually got to the point where he was considered to be the malt master. I think that was like the highest point that you can get into the distillery. And he was that until 2023. And I need to help with the pronunciation here, but taking over as malt master was Kelsey McKinchy. I think that's how you pronounce it. But she took over for him in 2023 and is now currently the malt master. If you are a regular Balvenie drinker, let me know in the comments down below. I'm asking you to do a lot today. Do me a favor, let me know in the comments down below what Balvenie you reach for. What do you have in your collection? Where is your market? And how much are you paying for it? Now, the last thing I need to mention about this, I was a big Anthony Bourdain, or still am a big Anthony Bourdain fan. And he actually partnered up with Balvenie and he produced a raw craft. Yeah, it's called the Raw Craft series. They're little segments of anywhere from like 12 to 15 minutes, and they focus in on a specific craft person and how they go about producing their individual craft item. And that kind of ties back into Balvenie, because they are a pretty hands-on distillery and they're still trying to stick with like the craft portion of the whiskey itself. So if you get a chance, just type in raw craft or raw craft Balvenie and that series will pop up, maybe 1 or 2 seasons. They're pretty quick watches and I think it's pretty interesting. Now, it's a little corny that, Anthony Bourdain has Balvenie as a sponsor and they introduce different types of Balvenie within the series. And at the very end, they're always drinking a glass of Balvenie. But it's a good series, and this is a pretty good bottle. So let me go ahead and get this thing on the nose one more time, taste it, and then we'll give it a score. All right, adding the water, it's a little bit more floral, and there's a lot more red fruits coming through. I've lost a little bit of the light fruit, the peach and the pineapple. Smells a little bit more oaky, spice forward, and the malt is definitely now jumping out of the glass, more so with the water than without. All right, let's go ahead and get it on the palate, see what's changed. Malty, floral, fruity, oaky, pepper, spicy ginger. All of those notes that were on the palate without the water are now, or still here with the water. And now those light fruits are coming back. They weren't there on the nose, but as this is sitting here, there's more of a peach and a pineapple note coming through. It's still maintaining that crispness without being sharp, but all of those flavors are slightly dulled with a little bit of a kicked up spice. I think I can see myself drinking this with and without water. Maybe I added just a little bit too much, but I can see maybe how 1 or 2 drops would actually open this up a little bit, maybe bring out those floral notes. I'm not the biggest floral fan, but if you are, I think maybe a couple of drops would open this up a little bit more. All around, I think this is a very good offering. So only thing left to do is give this thing a score. If you're new here, I rate everything out of 5 stars. I like how this is acting with and without water. I like the finish. I like the combination of the light fruits along with the red fruits. There's a really good amount of oak and malt that is sinking in under the tongue. The finish just goes on for a long time. And I think there is a really good balance of sweet and spice. All around, I don't think I can find any fault with this. So with all that, I am going to give this thing a solid 4.25. I'm really enjoying this quite a bit. The oak, the fruit, the balance, the age. Yeah, all around, I'm liking this quite a bit. All right, before I let you go, just a reminder, I do have a March giveaway happening. All of the rules to that March giveaway are in the description below. If you've made it this far and you like this information and you haven't subscribed to the channel already, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel. And while you're at it, turn that bell notification on because I produce videos every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. So wherever you're at in your journey, I hope you're enjoying it. Until the next time, we'll talk to everybody later. Bye.